Well, they'll be feeling that tomorrow, no doubt. I mean, they put in quite a shift, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And like I said at the start of the show, you heard Captain Tom Carney saying about how they know that they're improving. They, in the dressing room, know that things are going well for them. They're losing games by the odd goal and that. And they've been putting in good performances, so they've had to keep going. And I think what we saw against Leicester, was definite green shoots, winning that game. And then today, it was all a case of, can they keep that up? Can they keep that intensity up? Can they work as hard against a quality Liverpool side who, had a bit of an off day, but I think Fulham contributed to that. They've done very, very well. He'll be delighted with that.
Michael, when they took the lead in the first half, it was the least they deserved, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. They were very good. That's the best I've seen Fulham play. Certainly the first half, I thought they were exceptional. Liverpool literally couldn't get out, and they just couldn't get the ball into any of their star men up front. And Fulham had so much energy. I mean, that was a fantastic strike. The way he cuts across the ball, so it just almost fades into the corner. We do see a slight push here from Salah. I do think it was a free kick. Yes, he's made the most of it after, but who doesn't nowadays? But this is just a lovely touch and strike across it to get that little bit fade into the corner.
Yeah, I just think that when you like the calibre of the goalkeeper, I still think that Mo Salah, if he doesn't get a push, he can do enough for that challenge to actually stop the ball or flick the ball somewhere else. But you can't take anything away from that, especially like the calibre of the goalkeeper and how he's hit it. It has to be perfect to beat a goalkeeper like that in that corner, because it was we're talking about one of the best. So, that gives them a little bit more of a impetus to go forward. And they built on that, to be honest, and they were quite unlucky.
Do you think Liverpool were caught on the hop, really, by the way Fulham started against them?
I think Fulham's system, their formation, really foxed Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool were finding it so difficult to get the ball into Firmino's feet, to get the ball into man, and then there was some long, aimless balls. Liverpool had a really small team today. Obviously, Matip went off as well at half-time, which made it even less of a presence. So chipping balls, trying to play to the head, crossing balls in, it was probably what Fulham wanted. And, of course, in the second half, then they dropped deep. They said, come on to us. They were probably unfortunate to give a penalty away, because Liverpool weren't really prizing them open. So, yeah, you saw two sides to Fulham today, a real expansive in the first half, breaking with pace, and then a bit of a defensive masterclass in the second half.
I thought Anguissa and Lamina were very good in that area where they're trying to get the ball into Firmino to do their stuff. But, if they can get that goal scorer to just get them goals, whether it's going to be Mitrovic or whoever they're going to have up there, De Cordova Reed, whoever it's going to be, if they can get them to maybe get a few more goals, then they've got a lot to build on. It's brilliant.
It means that Liverpool have only still managed one away win so far this Premier League season. Let's get the thoughts now of Jordan Henderson. Interesting from Jordan Henderson, as ever, very honest, talks about the attitude not being spot on, particularly for the first half an hour. And considering only 4 of that starting 11 today started midweek against Midtjylland in Denmark in the Champions League, what was it down to? Was it just attitude, or was it more than that for you?
Well, I think Fulham played their part in making it difficult for Liverpool. But let's go back to that Champions League game. I mean, 4 players, you rightly say, but Jurgen Klopp flew virtually everybody out there to Midtjylland. They'd already qualified. They'd already been, qualified at top of the group in the Champions League. I was covering the game. I was astonished when I saw the squad that travelled over there. Because if you're going to rest players, then I would have thought you'd just give them a total rest and leave them at home, especially when the job's already done. And the ironic thing being that obviously Jurgen Klopp is one of the most vocal when it comes to talking about the amount of games that the players are playing. So it's really interesting for me. I didn't think, Mo Salah started, some of the real key players started, and I thought he would take that opportunity to have a real fresh break and prepare for this game.
Well, maybe Salah started midweek because he was going to rely on Diogo Jota to start today. But, of course, he succumbed to a knee injury, as we mentioned at the start of the programme, out for between 6 to 8 weeks. But let's get back to the fact that Liverpool did manage to salvage something from the game, from the penalty spot. What about the actual decision itself then, Ian?
Well, it's his arm, it was you could see that this is the way that Liverpool are probably going to get back into it, with the way that Fulham defended very well. His arm's up there. It's very unnatural, to say, it's unfortunate for Fulham simply because I thought they'd done enough in the way they worked to get the win, let alone just the draw. And I thought this was a very fortunate penalty. He's just got it past the keeper there, because it's really strange, because when you look how he hits it, it's not... The keeper may have been expecting something with a little bit more power, and in the end it's kind of trickled in, but I thought he was very lucky to get away with that penalty, but no penalty's bad if it goes in, Manish. But, in the end, Liverpool, because you know what they're capable of, are able to then nick something out of that game, but Fulham can take a lot from it.
Actually, Michael, should Fulham have had a penalty in that first half?
I thought so, yeah. I think there's two angles that we've seen, and one makes me think it's a definite penalty, and then the next one I'm sort of unsure, but on balance, I do think they were unlucky, and of course the referee went to the monitor to have another look once he was advised to by VAR and decided against it. Now, this is the angle that I think I'm not quite sure about, because it looks as if he might get the ball, but I think from the side on, I think you see him go through and almost kick the standing leg before he hits the ball. And I think, you know, it's a difficult one from that side. Right? This is the one. This is where I think it's a definite penalty. He hits the leg first and he takes him down.
I can't understand that Andre Mariner goes to... He's looking at that there and says that is more of a, not a penalty than it is a penalty.
But Righty, he only gets that view. Only gets that angle.
That's a good point, Michael. You think he should have been shown both of them?
I think he should have been shown both, and then I think if he gets shown the side on, I think he would have given it.
See, from there, and obviously didn't freeze frame it there for him.
Yeah, but I think by the time it gets to that bit, Manish, he's already got contact with the leg. I think he's already got contact with the leg, and that's why you see his leg gets moved. His standing foot can't get, it doesn't plant, because Fabinho's leg takes it out. So that's what moved the ball in the direction where maybe the referees thought, oh, he's got something on it. But that's a strange one for me. Fulham should be a little bit aggrieved about that, because I've seen...
Well, Jordan, it was a Liverpool performance that improved, but if you're honest, which you always are, did it need to improve?
Yeah. We didn't really get going until after the first 25-30 minutes, really, which in the Premier League you can't do, otherwise you get punished, and we did. So that's disappointing. The good thing is we reacted well after that, finished the half strongly, come back out second half and dominated, and maybe should have scored one or two more. So yeah, disappointed with the start, but pleased with the reaction for the majority of the game.
Would you put it down to then, the slow start?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think it was everyone. You know, there wasn't just a few of us. I think it was everyone. It was a slow start. They started really well, to give credit to them. So we'll have to look at it, but not like us. So we need to move on quickly. Another big game coming up, but we can't start like that from going forward.
Is it possible that it's down to it being physically very tough at the moment? I think everyone who's played so far this weekend, who's played in Europe, has probably not been themselves this weekend. I'm talking about other teams as well.
I don't want to make excuses. You know, I'll let you talk about that and the amount of games that players are playing and stuff like that, especially European teams, but I don't want to stand here and make excuses. We just got to prepare and play whenever we're told. That's all we can do, and that's what we have been doing. You know, we flew back from Denmark, prepared well, but for whatever reason we didn't start the game well. But again, the good thing is we reacted really well, like we normally do, and maybe could have won the game on another day. But yeah, we'll be disappointed going home.
You've seen less than that given.
Yeah, that's Fabinho, of course, operating at centre half. We even saw Matip go off in the second half, and Henderson now performing. It's all being, of course, shuffled around.